Kenya is undergoing curriculum reforms, and the main reform is the introduction of the competency-based curriculum, replacing the knowledge-based curriculum, which we have always called 844, and it has been replaced on a phase-in, phase-out. That means as CBC gets to one class, the 844 or the knowledge-based curriculum is exiting. A lot of complaints started arising from some sectors of the society on the fact that CBC is expensive, the fact that parents are being asked to participate, the fact that some learning areas do not have teachers. And so when the Kenya Kwanza government took power, they formed a presidential working party on education reforms. This party has gone all over the country to find out views of the public on CBC as a curriculum, but also on what are these areas the public are finding issues with, which could be addressed. And one of the things we celebrate as KICD, is the fact that 90% of Kenyans said CBC is the way to go. It is good for the Kenyan future and it should be embraced. But they also suggested a few amendments here and there on the way CBC was conceptualized. One of them, which has been done already, was the hosting of junior school in primary institutions.
Yes.
But the other one, which perhaps is where you are taking me,
Yes,
is that recently they have suggested that there be some reduction in learning areas. They said that learning areas at primary level should only be 5. At lower school, there should be a maximum of 7. At upper primary, there should be a maximum of 8. And at junior school, there should be a maximum of 9, then 7 in senior school. But I can say there's no problem with that. I want to assure Kenyans that there is nothing wrong with the recommendation on reduction of learning areas. What the Institute will be able to do is to critically look at each learning area at each level and see what content may be put together with content in another learning area, so that then we end up with one major learning area where we had 2. And this is not the first time the country is doing this, and it is nothing wrong with that, because, you know, at the end of the day, knowledge is one. It gets into your head as a human being as a package.
Yes.
If you ask yourself now, or ask me, how much science is in your head, how much mathematics is in your head, how much English is in your head, you can't break it down. So normally, the knowledge is broken down into various learning areas for ease of implementation of the curriculum. But in the same way, some similar content can be packaged together. So just to give you some examples, maybe with junior school only, what the Institute is considering is looking at an area like health education.
Yes.
And saying the content in health education can be amalgamated with most of the content in the traditional science, so that is just called integrated science. In the same way, the content in life skills can be looked at again and given a home in social studies.